let's talk about summer energy, sunshine, beach days, and making shit happen. Hey, it's Heather Chauvin, wife, mother of 3 boys, former social worker, breadwinner, recovering hustler, and stage 4 cancer survivor. I'm not a fan of that term, by the way. Beyond all of these titles and labels, I'm a human being, just like you, attempting to navigate it all while feeling good. My goal on this podcast is to show you that you can live an energized, sustainable life both at home and in your work. It doesn't matter if you stay at home full-time, if you work from home, you're a CEO, a successful business owner, or trying to find some inspiration. On this show, I attempt to keep it real with stories, interviews, and random thoughts. This is not a business or career podcast, and it's not a parenting podcast. It's both and so much more. You will laugh. You may even cry, and you may even get a little frustrated with the truth you've been hiding from yourself. I believe all human behavior is a language, whether it's through your child's behavior, your health, or a relationship. And when we learn to listen instead of react, we begin to understand what it truly means to feel alive and in control. It's time to put your big girl pants on and find your brave. Let's go. Okay, ladies, I'm back, and today's podcast is all about helping you get out of your own way and really digging deeper into the why behind why we're not motivated when the sun is shining and we want to go to the beach and we have to sit down at our computer or we have to do the work. And what I have personally done, how that has evolved for me over the years, and maybe some tips and strategies on how this is going to be of service to you. Before I dive into that, I have 2 announcements. The first announcement is the Get Out of Your Own Way. This is a free mini course that I offer every few months. You can actually download it anytime. So if you go to Heather Chauvin, so my last name is spelled Chauvin. If you go to heatherchauvin.com/workshop, or actually if you just go to my website, heatherchauvin.com, you'll see it on the top of my website. But it's heatherchauvin.com/workshop. It's 100% free. This is literally my gift to you. It is kind of a sneak peek of my coaching and how I work with people. It is value packed. So you can go there, you can download it anytime, 365 days a year, but every few months I do it live inside of a Facebook group. So I'm going to be going live on Monday, July 13th, inside the Facebook group. So when you register, you're going to be, you'll get an email and it will say, click here for the Facebook group, join the Facebook group. So inside the Facebook group, I'm actually not going to be reteaching you the strategies, but we're going to dive deeper into like some hot seat coaching and all of that. So this is something that I don't always do. So if you want to take advantage of that, you can submit your questions. It's going to be very interactive. Every time I do it, it gets better and better and better. So yeah, take advantage of that. And that is the Getting Out of Your Own Way mini course, heatherchauvin.com/workshop. And the next live round is Monday, July 13th. Okay. The second announcement is, the second announcement is we have finally opened the doors to Mastery. So the interesting part about Mastery is we have Mastery and Mastery 2.0. One is for personal growth and one is for professional growth. And you can join both simultaneously. The Mastery 2.0 just talks about marketing and sales, but it's for us very specific women in business. And Mastery is all about living in alignment. So our mental energy, our physical energy, our emotional energy, so that we can really redefine what success means to us and how we want to feel, and then reverse engineer that feeling in our lives. So what we're doing this year is we are opening up the applications in July and August, but we are officially starting the next round in September. So a wink, wink, nudge, nudge. If you join us early on, so what you have to do is you're going to head on over to heatherchauvin.com/let's talk. And when you go to heatherchauvin.com/let's talk, LETS talk, let's, LETS talk, let's talk, you're going to be sent an application. There's going to be 2 buttons on that application. One's going to say Mastery and one's going to say Mastery 2.0. So those are just PDFs, but fill out the application and then I will personally read and respond to your application. And then if you're a good fit, that you will go to the next round, which is an interview process to make sure that my coaching and the group is a really, really good fit. I've been running this program for years. I know exactly who it's for. So I will have a pretty good inkling reading your application. If it's not a good fit, I will give you a referral or definitely point you in the right direction. But yeah, so we're taking those applications now. We officially start in September, but if you're an eager beaver and you're like, oh my gosh, I need to change my life now, you can get in early and start the work early. Obviously, the quicker you fill out the application, the quicker we can get you into the program. But again, we will jumpstart the process in the fall. So now the applications are open for the fall. Okay, so mini course, heatherchauvin.com/workshop, Mastery or Mastery 2.0, heatherchauvin.com/let's talk. And that's for my coaching program. So let's talk about summer energy. So we had in Mastery, we have monthly focus calls. And what we typically do is we talk about like 30-day sprints. And 30-day sprints is just intentionally focusing your life on what is next, right? What's next in your life that needs your attention? So the Mom is in Control philosophy is helping a woman feel in control of all areas of her life. But when you come into this process, you might feel like every cup or every bucket in your life, has a huge energy leak and needs your attention. Well, we can't fix everything at once. So every 30 days, we reevaluate what was working last month, what wasn't working, and then where are we going to focus our energy and attention this month? So one of the women had this conversation around FOMO, and she was talking about how the summer energy really kind of demotivates you to focus on your goals, especially when you have to get things done. So 2020 has been a very awkward year for all of us. I feel like that's the first time I can officially say for all of us when we are living in a worldwide pandemic. And for many people working from home, your children are at home, you're out of work, or you were an essential worker and you had to leave your home every day. Like we've all been affected in different ways. But when people, and I remember when this was my truth as well, especially when I was starting my business. So when I was starting my business, I remember having a mentor and she was saying, summer is not a time to slow down. And not that I didn't understand what she said, but I didn't really agree with her because I was like, no, I want to enjoy my summer. But there's this belief that women have that if we can't work and play at the same time. So here's my kind of life hack around that. So I don't think it's that we don't want to work or we don't want to play. It's that we don't know how to mentally balance both. So first, you need to identify what your resistant habit is, like your resistant pattern. So what I mean by this is, for me, during COVID, I have been very lax in my routines. And so my morning routine was struggling. I was sleeping in. And then I was getting my shit together because I was starting to feel like crap because I wasn't being consistent. And yes, I'm a human too. I wasn't being consistent. But yet I wasn't living in survival mode because I live in a state of momentum and thrival and abundance. I've been able to, I had lots of reserves, like energy reserves, financial reserves, because I have built up all of this capacity. So for the last 3 months when shit hit the fan, I was still doing my work. I was still being consistent, but in those like daily habits and routines that really helped me manage my energy, like those things that you do that you just don't want to do, like consistently working out every day, which I was doing yoga, but I wasn't working out. So, my muscles have become fatigued. I was eating, but I wasn't like, being laser focused with that. And it's okay. Like, you're not a failure. But here's the deal. This resistance is sneaky and very manipulative, because it's almost like you're saying, oh, I deserve a break. But yet your break is not life enhancing. Your break is allowing you to feel like shit. So the example that my client gave was, she's at her cottage and wants to enjoy being at the cottage, but she has work to do on her business and she has to make money, right? And COVID has fucked her in her business. So here she is needing to focus on work, but when she's focused on work, she wants to be outside with her child. And then when she's outside with her child, her body, or her soul, as I would say, is aching to get her attention to focus on work. So I'm sure you can relate to this because I can. So my thing is, I'll tell you, is if I wake up and I don't work out in the morning, and this does not need to be your routine, this has just come to be my routine. If I don't do it in the morning, I think about it all day long. And then I do my work, right? Because I have to work. And then let's say I decide I'm going to, hang out by the pool with the kids after work. If I'm sitting there at the pool and I'm like, I have to work out, I have to work out, I have to work out. One, I'm not present with my children. And two, I am mentally like wasting so much energy on something that I know I should have done if I would have just pushed through the resistance. So here's the tip that I have. Are you ready for this? Write this down. Reward yourself with the thing that you resist. Let me rephrase this. Reward yourself for doing the life-enhancing habit with the thing that you typically do when you're procrastinating or resisting something. So my example in this is I can go sit by the pool after I work out. If I would have just worked out in the morning, I would have been able to sit by the pool. But let's say I skip it in the morning because I'm allowing my resistance to give in. So by the end of the day, I'm like, oh man, I just want to go sit by the pool. It's like, guess what? You can reward yourself with this after you have done your workout. Now, I might do my workout and be like, oh man, why didn't I do this in the morning? Why didn't I? But I have to fully feel that capacity of the contrast. What does that mean? I have to fully feel the discomfort and the natural consequences to my actions in order for me to change my behavior next time. This is called natural consequence. So then the next day, if this pattern repeats, I'm going to wake up in the morning and go, I don't want to work out, but man, I need to work out, because if I don't work out, I don't want to be doing it tonight when I'm impeding on my time with my children. All right. So I know this message, you're going to be like, man, I got to listen to that again. Reward yourself with the thing that you typically do when you're procrastinating. Here's the thing. When you're learning energetic time management, which is what I teach inside of my mastery program, all energetic time management is when you are managing your energy and not your time, you begin to realize that summer is not a time to slow down. 95% of the time, I do not feel burnt out, miserable, angry, resentful. I have moments where I'm like, ooh, time to slow down and to implement more and to ground myself and to create more space. But never do I feel like I need a vacation from my life. This is why I'm convinced that people say, it's summertime, I don't want to do the work, I just need to enjoy the summer. But then you have this start-stop energy, and it hasn't become a lifestyle. Like, you becoming fulfilled and content has not yet become a lifestyle. Why? Because if it became a lifestyle, you'd realize that this is a 365-day-a-year commitment. That if every single day I'm looking at myself and I'm saying, how can I be 1 degree better? I'm not doing it from a panic state. I don't have to shove all of the goodness into 2 months out of the year. That I can infuse my life with summer energy 12 months out of the year. But it's temporary discomfort. It's doing those simple habits when you don't want to. So when you're sitting there and you're going, it's a beautiful day, I don't want to work today. Guess what? If you have the flexibility and opportunity and you've created that in your life, guess what you get to do? You get to sit with that discomfort and say, okay, I'm going to batch a whole bunch of work today and I'm taking tomorrow off, or I'm taking the next day off, or I'm going to create space. I'm going to give myself, if I can't do it this week because I didn't pre-plan, I'm going to make sure next week I have empty space on my calendar to just be with my family and to be with myself. But you have to pre-plan it. But if you constantly wake up and you just go with the flow and go with that energy, of course you're going to say, oh, it's a nice day out today. Guess what? I'm not going to work. Oh, it's a rainy day today. Okay, now I guess I'll work. Oh, no, now I'm just depressed because it's raining, so I'm going to be in bed all day. The last thing I want to say to you is this has been the number one game changer, not only in my personal and professional life, but my mental health. When you are not allowing your emotional state to run the show, but when your body is creating something, when your body is craving something, it's craving the beach, it's craving fun, it's craving excitement, just give yourself little pockets of time and say, okay, I'm going to do work for 2 hours, and then I will reward myself with going to the beach. This is not self-motivation. This is you taking ownership for the life that you want. Let me repeat that again. This is not self-motivation. This is taking ownership for the life that you truly want. When we are conditioned, and we have been conditioned to believe that work needs to be hard, and we need to hustle, and we need to grind, and we need to work 80-hour weeks, and all of this crazy shit that we've bought into, and we need to burn out, and then we're going to be burnt to a crisp. So then when summer energy comes, you're like, oh, I just want to relax, but you don't have the capacity to do that. It's time to take action. So I'm telling you right now, you can have your cake and eat it too. But in order to do that, you got to feel the uncomfortable. You got to feel the discomfort temporarily, like literally for an hour. And then reward yourself with play. Reward yourself with freedom. Reward yourself with the sun. Reward yourself with those present moments with your children. Do something that is uncomfortable. It's like a yoga practice. A yoga practice sucks. You don't want to do it, or at least in my head, I don't. But then Shavasana comes and you're lying there. And sometimes I want to get up from Shavasana. My teacher says, Heather, don't. You worked for this. Enjoy your rest. Enjoy your rest. Show up for the discomfort. It's going to serve you in the long run. But then remember to enjoy your rest. All right, ladies, don't forget, Get Out of Your Own Way starts July 13th. I so appreciate you. Head on over to heatherchauvin.com/workshop. And again, if you're ready to jump into Mastery or Mastery 2.0 in the fall, in September, now is the time to fill out the application. Head on over to heatherchauvin.com/let's talk. That's LETS talk, TALK. And if you know somebody who would benefit from this podcast, please share it with them. And if you know how to leave a review on iTunes, I would truly appreciate a review. Thank you. We've so got this.